What people would I surround myself with on my private board of directors? Came up with this question having read several times Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a great book if you haven't read it yourself. Um, and in this book, he discusses about creating his own board of directors. Who are the people that he has imaginary conversations and meetings with at night that are all people that he would like to emulate some manifestation of their personality? Mother Teresa's generosity, um, Gandhi's faith, Abraham Lincoln's like loyalty and perseverance, Thomas Edison, and Thomas Edison and his creativeness, things like that. And he would sit down and have discussions with this board of directors and pose questions to them. What was the question, the trouble, the challenge that he had of that day? And what were their suggestions on how to resolve it? And the interesting thing that he did in this situation was he found images, idols that he was looking at that were ideas and things that he wanted to emulate from other people within himself. And he had discussions with those aspects of himself. So he actually developed an avatar within himself to be able to speak to get his best ideas and answers. And a strange sort of circumstances happened. I believe it was Thomas Edison. Earlier in life, he sat down at one of his boardroom meetings with Thomas Edison, and he had a discussion and asked a question and posed a question. Thomas Edison responded back. And some years later down the line, he had the opportunity to actually meet Mr. Edison, and he posed the same question to it. And what would you know? The real version of Thomas Edison actually gave the exact same answer that the imagined version in his own head did previous decades earlier, a decade or so earlier. So kind of like mind-boggling. You can go into like quantum field theory and how all times are happening simultaneously at the same moment and all these other different things and a lot of different ways you can look at that. But I thought it was very kind of interesting on that. And then having heard that story, I was like, if I was gonna have a meeting with myself, who would I invite? Right. So some of the people that I would invite, one of my favorite mentors and teachers, Tony Robbins, Tom Bilyeu, I would throw on there as well too. Um, Definitely the Buddha, Gandhi would be in there as well. Napoleon Bonaparte, Alexander the Great, great Stoics like Seneca. Um, who else would I throw in that conversation? There's so many people that I listen to and I follow online. Sadhguru would be in there. Um, there's a lot of people. Who else would I throw on that list? This is almost like too long to even think about off the top of my head. Pretty much anybody that Tom Bilyeu's interviewed are a great source of people. David Eagleman, V.S. Ramchamadan. Really depends on, I guess, the question that I'd be asking as to whose advice I'd be looking for on that topic.